I'm Chris Williams from Cyclone Fanatic and a proud Iowa State graduate from the class of 2007. No one shows up like Iowa State fans. And Cyclones support Cyclones on and off the field. Your gift can provide scholarships to students, fund groundbreaking research. We could even drum up opportunities for the marching band. Visit MoveWhatMatters.com to learn how you can make an impact today.
This is a matchup for the ages. Body cuts a path straight to the paint, and she serves up a slam dunk. Oh, Body may have the win, but Frank really got the W on that play. That's gotta hurt.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cyclone Fanatic postgame show. I'm your host, Leah Nelson. Chelsea Poppens is joining me in the studio to talk about Iowa State women's basketball taking down UCF tonight. But before we get started, as always, let's shout out our sponsors. Starting off with Channel Seed, they are our title sponsor for both the men's and women's shows. Great people, great Iowa State fans. We love them. And our friends over at Fairway Meat and Grocery, once again, best grocery store ever. Make sure you check them out when you can. All right, Chelsea, Iowa State took care of business tonight, just what we were hoping they would do. But what are your initial thoughts right after that game?
I think it was a great game. Any game's a great game when you have four of our players in double digits. Emily Ryan with 16 points and Sydney Harris with 12. I just think it was a really well-rounded effort across the board for everybody. I think we talked about the Caitlin Peterson and Emily Rodriguez being new players since they weren't there for the last game and what their effect might be. And you can kind of see that Peterson took over the game. What did she have? I'm trying to get my spectacles on to see. Oh, there it is. Okay. She had 20 points and Rodriguez with 21 points. So obviously senior night, they're coming in with a little bit of fire, but obviously didn't make a big difference at the end of the day because we're pretty dominant against them.
It was nice to see, Iowa State taking care of business. I know people are thinking, I don't want to just skip over this game and we'll kind of talk about it a little bit more, but people are really focusing on postseason. It's so close. I'd love if you could talk about any insight you have on what you see Iowa State doing in the tournament, what they're kind of on the bubbles, what people have been saying. So what you see, just any post, season knowledge you have that you could give to the Cyclone Fanatic listeners, that would be great.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just speak on postseason specifically, not just tournament, but as soon as the season is officially done, Emily Ryan's the only one we're losing, which is great for us because all of these young players will have a bunch of juniors. We'll have new guards coming in like Reese Beatty, and I think the other one was Freya. Freya Jensen from Denmark. Yeah. So we have a couple guards coming in, which I mean, you could look at it multiple ways. It's pressure for the current guards to step up and act like a veteran guard and step into the space, the void that we'll have left from Emily Ryan leaving. And then I think Iowa State's just going to continue to develop them, but also develop Taulele, develop Williams into being more of an offensive threat to give Crooks a little bit of a break. And so I think it's just constantly developing our young players to be able to step in more confidently into next year, since we're not really losing a whole lot. I mean, yes, Emily's a big chunk of our offensive game and our ability this year, but the upcoming years, I'm excited to see what we're capable of doing because everybody has so much talent that's still being developed.
It's going to be exciting. We can just see everyone's confidence grow a little bit more as they continue on. But kind of going back to the UCF game, what do you think, Iowa State women's team did so well that made them so successful?
I mean, I think just like we've talked about multiple times is that well-rounded effort. We did a tremendous job rebounding. We haven't always been the best rebounding team, but I think we did really well. We had a lot of points off of turnovers, 17-9. So it's all of the turnovers that we got from them, we were able to actually push it on offense and like translate those to the offensive threat, which, I mean, if we also look at points in the paint, it's not as like big of a difference as it was last time, 42 points versus 30 in the paint. Like, I think that was because they were trying to shut down Crooks, and I think it's just one of those things that's a constant. We don't always make the best passes to Crooks down low. And sometimes we're just like, I think we get so, what's the word, hyper fixated on like Crooks. Like that's the number one look, that we don't actually like fake it to make it or look for like our shots. And that goes into hand in hand with the well-balanced effort and other players making those shots. So not every pass needs to be to Crooks.
I feel like it's just funny to look back on like our previous shows or shows at the beginning of what we were doing or what we were saying. And it was always, they're always passing it to Crooks. And we always said we need an Iowa State full team game where everyone is getting involved and it's not just, Crooks and Addie and Emily. And it's cool to see tonight, obviously AJ, Kelsey getting with 7 points. We had Sydney Harris, obviously 3 for 5 for
Lily get on the board.
Yes, Lily get on the board, which was exciting. I knew she would do well because she did so great last game against UCF. But what can the women take away from tonight moving forward against this last game against Kansas State on Sunday?
Yeah, I think they'll take a lot, like that confidence building. And they did a lot of really great things, seeing Emily attack and seeing that like IQ and the well-balanced effort, especially in the second half. I think we play so much better in the second half. I think after everybody gets the jitters out and finds that rhythm, we play like our ball, we play our game. And I don't know, I'm excited. I think they'll go in with confidence for the K-State game on Sunday.
Aiden, did you hear that? We corrected our problems, our wrongs.
Yeah, on Sunday. So I think it'll be a good game. And since we have been very well rounded across the board as far as other players finally stepping up, and it hasn't been as such a roller coaster as it was earlier in the season, like I think it's just going to be a good game, and it's going to set the tone for the bracket and Big 12 Big 12 tournament play, and it'll be good.
It's going to be good. I'm pumped. I'm glad this game went exactly how we were hoping it would. And we're hoping that the guys' game kind of turns around, picks up a little bit. They're at halftime. They are currently losing 26-40 against Oklahoma State. So if you guys are listening right now, make sure you tune in after the game. Connor and I will be doing post game. But Chelsea, thanks so much for joining. You guys can tune back in as Iowa State takes on Kansas State on Sunday at 3 p.m. March 2nd. Thanks to our sponsors, Fairway, and our title sponsor, Channel Seed. And as always, thank you, Aiden, for producing. Go Cyclones.